Here we have another Learn Revit Fast video training trailer using Revit 2025 and our new exciting series of videos. And this lesson is on just an opener on piping, Revit 2025 piping. I'm in an empty Revit session here. I have my disabled interface for the recent files. So you can't see all my thumbnails that you would see in here, but that's a setting you can just set up in your Revit options to keep my screen clear. I'm going to make a new project and pick a mechanical template. So I'm going to say new, and I'm going to go with an Imperial mechanical template as my base file. That's going to have all my pipe fittings in there waiting for me. That's the critical part with all Revit projects. If you go down here to your project browser under families, it's important that there's our duct stuff, there's our pipe fittings and pipe systems and pipe straights. This all has to be in here with our elbows and our T's and all of our elbow parts and our fitting parts in here for pipes to work. And that comes with the template file. So I'm just going to draw some pipes in here, very basic. I'm going to scroll back up. You wheel in and wheel out with your mouse. And in 3D, you can do a shift middle mouse and pan around. So you can pan with your wheel and zoom and shift and pan and zoom normal way. So I'm in a level 1 mechanical floor plan, and I'm going to go up to the system tab, and I'm just going to click on my pipe tool and start it off. And you set the system, the pipe type, and all your little dials. So I'm going to say, well, I want it to go on, hydronic supply. That should give it color if supply has a color tied to it. And then I'm going to work my way up here and pick my pipe type. Well, I don't have a lot to pick from. I'm just going to use the standard pipe for this, and a 6-inch diameter and at 9 feet up in the air. So I'm going to start to draw, and there I am. I'm drawing my pipe. Now I'm in single line mode here. So it's not going to show me double lines. That's okay. So as I move along, I can use my shift key, okay, and that's putting it in single line, okay, nice and straight. And I can take my hand off the shift and do a 45, etc., and then back on the shift, and then click, and then I can drop it down to say, 3 feet. So I'll go in here and just type in a 3, minimal typing, and continue in a straight line, and it'll put that riser in there for me. Now I'm down at 3 feet, and I can carry on. Okay, and I can hit right click cancel or escape, either way. And now I'm going to switch my detail level at the bottom here to be fine. Now I can see my 3D pipes. Now up here on the quick access toolbar, I'm going to hit, I call it the doghouse 3D button. And if I zoom in, it is also needs to be set to be fine detail. And there I have my pipe. So if I want to pull a pipe off the low one, I'll use my space bar to adapt the size and height. So watch. I'm going to start my pipe tool again over here. And what I want to do is I want to start up high over here. So pick the middle of the middle line of the pipe if you can find it. Doesn't matter so much with pipe, but I pick the pipe and notice it's set to be 3 feet where I left off. Watch. Space bar. I don't know if you heard that, but if you hit your space bar, and I will want to use my shift key because I don't want to come off at some weird angle, okay, I can pull a branch line off of there and it'll put in a T. I can right click and hit cancel. Now I want to come off at this low point again, pan over, pick on this pipe, and look, I'm up high. Now, if I want to stay high, sure, I can use my shift key and it'll put that riser in there because I'm up at 9 feet. Okay, right click and hit cancel. But I want to come off low. So when I pick on here, watch, space bar. So now I'm down low. Oh, I just did some really weird angle. Revit's going to actually let me do that. Okay, and then it's going to try to make me do a 45 based on that. That's a weird angle. I'll have to go back and fix that. Now I can go back up to my 9 feet, okay, and then hang a right and go over top of that pipe and then, carry on wherever I want to go from there, okay? And then right click and hit cancel. So outside of that weird angle, I could probably fix that by going to my top view and zooming in over here, okay? Hit right click cancel. pick on that pipe, and what I'm going to do is grab that weird angle and drag it over to there. See what I did? That's okay. Hit cancel on that. Oh, I'm going to try it again. I'm going to drag that by the grip over to there. See how I did that? Okay, now I can grab this, hover, tab to grab that, and just hit delete, and then start my pipe tool again off of there. So if you hover and hit tab, 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 okay, that's selecting methods. Hover, tab, tab. We'll come back to that. So little teaser on some piping stuff inside of there. Lots more to come. Switch over here to be kind of a realistic view, showing my fittings, different colors, shaded view over here. So little pipe teaser for you.